What is going on, my future meta millionaires? It is your boy Terry Stonkers, and welcome to my channel, baby, by the dip. All right, guys, in today's video, there is just more news coming out over Twitter today. It is phenomenal. We have some updates from George himself, and we got a little added bonus from John Barba as well on Twitter. So we're going to cover all that information in today's video. We're also going to take a look at the crazy short squeeze information on Fintel, which the shorts are just not giving up, and it's crazy. We're also going to cover the volume buys and stuff like that. We're going to cover the oil prices as well for Mmtlp. So hope you're all ready for today's video. If you are, smash thumbs up, leave a comment down below because it helps out that algorithm. First, we're going to touch base on the John Barba update, and there could be an opportunity that maybe John Barba will talk during this event, so we'll have to wait and see, or he'll just spectate. But we covered this in the video earlier today. Our buddy Wedge did this post about basically clearing up the FUD about this John Cantonese here, spreading about John Barba, and we covered where John Barba says when he was a CEO, he wasn't advised to comment on any of this BS, and now he can appreciate you setting the FUD straight and calling out their BS. And today we had Syntax here, the queen of the metaverse, say, John Barba, not sure if you can, but we would love to have you join our Meta Fam chat, even just to listen and show support. We appreciate you so much. And John Barba says, how do I do that? Is there a follow or join button? And our buddy Uncle Smokey says, once the chat starts, I will send you a link in your DM. And Barba said, okay. And I replied here, that's awesome. John Barba joining the Meta family chat, you know. So guys, there is a chance that the chat is going to be here on, I think it's the 24th. We'll go to Syntax here because she'll have it up on her Twitter. Yeah. So Sunday, April 24th, 9 p.m. I believe that's Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you set your reminder for this, and that way we'll see if John Barba jumps in and listens to the stream, or maybe even says a few words. So I definitely got to make sure I'm a part of that to make sure if we hear anything from John Barba. So now we got George replying back to another investor here. Double A here says at Palacaris. This was just 6 hours ago. He says, thanks for all you do, George. Amazing products and futuristic technology. Any updates for the MMTLP holders? As mentioned, when the questions at the last meeting were cut short. Long MMAT/preferred A holder here. Thanks. And George commented back and said, all I can say at this stage is we are having multiple weekly meetings across multiple teams, and we are moving forward as fast as we can with our plan. Wow, I say what an update there from George. So what I'm taking from that, multiple weekly meetings with multiple teams. So that is really exciting. Something has to be going on. Like I said, we've been covering here these last few days. There's been a lot of bullish sentiment on Twitter from John Barba. The person yesterday, I forget his name. I'm terrible about that, but we'll cover that later in the video. But the CPO of MetaMaterials was very bullish as well. And now we got George out here speaking today. So something is definitely brewing, man. They know something's up because that's 3 days of bullishness this week coming from Twitter of people around Meta. You got George, you got, I think it was Mr. Warner, the CPO of Meta, and we have John Barba, the former CEO of Torchlight. So now let's go take a look at the next post where George talks about the earnings date. That was Gardner Wade. I just had to double check real quick, but yes, Gardner Wade was very bullish there the other day. So here we go. We got this post here from this gentleman. MMAT, number 1, no debt. Number 2, development and low-cost licensing model. C, nanotech. Number 3, almost finished largest CAPEX projects. Number 4, increasing revenue upside over time. Number 5, strong research to commercial connections pipeline. And George commented back. This is like bullish as ever right here. George added a number 6 to this gentleman's post by saying, Q1 results by May 10th. Let's go. So he's saying by May 10th. It could come earlier, but let's go take a look at the calendar here real quick. Today is the 21st. May 10th is a Tuesday. So it's a couple weeks away. But that's funny that George made it a point to come out and post on this person's post and add an additional quote there about saying May 10th. Now, if George and this is just me speculating, me trying to unravel here the speculation, but why would George comment on this person's post and add 6 to the Q1 earnings results by May 10th? He has to say something is going to be special in these earnings. Something has to be coming. There's just so much happening here on Twitter with the people around Meta that something has to be in these Q1 earnings. And he was just talking about how they're having multiple meetings with multiple people and multiple groups. Something is brewing around the freaking corner here. John Berta's bullish. Gardner Wade is freaking bullish. It's just too much coincidence. And why would George put, as we see here in earnings season, it can kill a stock right now. Earnings, look what happened to Netflix. Look what happened to a lot of these stocks. Tesla had phenomenal earnings. It barely stayed above, green today. It barely stayed above float. So George is saying there must be something huge for these earnings. Now, maybe we're going to have some kind of huge partnership announced, some huge catalyst. Maybe the dividend, maybe update on the dividend in the earnings. I don't know, man. I'm just super excited because why would he post that out there that the earnings is going to be bullish? He has to know something is great in these earnings for him to post that. So now we're going to go take a look at the premium FinTel information. So the first thing here on FinTel I want to point out is showing that the days to cover has shortened to 11.18. So that's telling me that some shorts must have covered because we was at like 14 and now we're down to 11. So we knocked a couple days off the days to cover. So let's keep an eye on that and see what that does. Short squeeze score here setting at 88.85. We're ranked 131 out of 5,500 stocks. And the short shares that are available is 250,000. And as you can see, we was at 0 and then it went right back. I mean, it wasn't even there about 33 minutes. We stayed at 0 shares since we was at 250, 0, 250. And as you see here from the time, it was about 33 minutes roughly that these were lent out and returned right away. Our borrow fee is still at 8.83. So still in the 8s. I love seeing that borrow fee go up. And let's keep it that way. And as you see here in the FINRA short volume ratio is 64.98. They are shorting the heck out of us today. And we actually had a pretty good volume day, believe it or not. Yesterday was short at 60.46 and 52 and then 71. So pretty heavy short. Aggregate short volume ratio for today is a 68.61 out of the brokerages here. And now I'm going to take you over here to the Yahoo Finance and I'm going to show you the volume. So we had a bad regular trading hours day. We were down over 7%. But after hours, we picked up about 4.69. Let's go. What a unique number. 469% we picked up there in the after hours, bringing us back to $1.34. And I wanted to show you here, not saying that I might have picked close to the bottom, because Friday, we don't know what can happen. It could go a lot lower. But I did snag up 300 shares today at $1.28. What does it say the low was today? Previous low. It was bucked. Today's 120. It actually got down to 126, and we were at a 142. So I caught pretty close to the low. Not saying it's going to be, whatever. But here we go. Look at this though. The average volume is 5.4 million, and today we beat that at 5.5 million. I don't know how long it's been since I've been covering the actual volume numbers that MetaMaterials beat the average volume. It's been a while. It feels like it's been weeks or months. But we actually beat the volume, whether that's buying volume, selling volume, we beat it. And today we didn't really have too bad of a day considering we picked a lot of it back up. Might have been down about 2% roughly, give or take a few. But yeah. Now let's go take a look at MMTLP. It was down 3.7%. We're down to $1.04. Average volume for this is 630,000 shares. And today we only traded 242,000 shares. Now, I do have some updates about MMTLP on Fidelity. I've heard from other people telling me that they just called in and they got the trades executed, no problems at all. Other people says that if you're on other brokerages like Charles Schwab, TD, places like that you have no problem to still buy it. You can just go in and buy it, no problems. You don't have to make a call. But Fidelity, you still have to make the call, And depending on who you get, you might get your trade executed, or you might have to ask for that specialist that we covered in, I believe it was last night or today's video. And I'm going to end it here with the oil prices right now. WTI crude is at $103.06, and Brent crude is at $108.10. So oil is kind of still up there pretty high, so we're going to see how all this plays in. I just think something is coming. Now, I know the market right now is kind of bad. The economy's bad. But you look around, man, there's a lot of crazy things going out there with stocks right now. It is amazing. I mean, look at Shopify. Look at Facebook. Look at NVIDIA. Look at all the retail stocks. I mean, like SoFi, Tattooed Chef. I mean, I could just keep going. DraftKings. I mean, so many stocks are getting pounded right now. The Chinese stocks are still getting destroyed. So once the market turns around, it's going to turn around huge. I mean, you're starting to now go back at prices on these high cap stocks, large cap stocks. You have to go back 1 year to 3 to 6 years back to find these 52-week lows that we're experiencing here today. So it's a bad market, but once it turns around, it's going to be good. Hopefully this earnings, I think I've always said this, that the MMTLP dividend is the catalyst to drive metamaterials stock up, because that's what's going to give us huge buying power to squeeze the heck out of this and torch those shorts. So hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Peace.